couldn't hear an exchange, sharp at first, then softer. On the air, far away, they sounded like calling birds. What was he doing? Fear was a cold finger up her spine. He moved to embrace the girl, and she shrank away. But he moved in anyway. In the night, he was just a looming specter. His bulk swallowed her tiny form, and together in a kind of dance they moved toward the door, at first jerking, awkward. Then she seemed to give in, soften into him. She let them both inside. And then the street was silent again. She stood frozen, unsure of what she'd seen. Later, when she realized what he'd done, who he truly was under the mask, she'd hate herself for staying rooted, hiding in the shadows, only watching. She'd tell herself that she didn't know then. She didn't know that beneath the mask, he was a monster. 1. Selena. Selena loved the liminal spaces, those precious slivers of time between the roles she played in her life. She missed the 5:40 train because her client meeting ran long, knowing before she even left the conference room table that there was no way she would be home in time for dinner with her husband Graham and their 2 maniac boys, Stephen and Oliver. The wild hours afterward, showers, pajamas, random horseplay, vicious but brief sibling battles, television maybe if either of them could sit still a minute, that concluded in story time, would have to unfold without her. Selena didn't often work late. She made a point to be home on time. Chaotic as their evenings often were, that was the best part of her day. But when she did miss the train that night, she didn't even bother trying to get to the station. It created a space that hadn't been there before. Just a little over 2 hours between the 5:40, which she normally took, and the 7:45, which she intended to catch after finishing up a few things at the office. In that gap, she could feel herself expand. She wasn't working. She wasn't mothering. She just was. She could think. And, truth be told, Selena did have something she needed to think about. These things were a white noise in the back of her mind. She slipped out of the cab she'd taken back to the office into the cool autumn evening. The noise of the city washed over her, the manic rush of people on their way home after a long day. Then she stepped into the hush of the quiet lobby with its marble floors and gleaming walls. Selena nodded to the doorman who knew her, then swiped her card through the gates, up the elevator alone. Here, her heart started thumping, mouth going dry. Her bag was too heavy, the tote pulling down on her tight shoulder muscles. She hadn't missed the train on purpose. She really hadn't wanted to cut the client off as he went on and on. But the office was empty. The literary agency had a small staff, most of them people with families. Many of the parents left before school pickup, then worked at home in the afternoons. Beth, her boss, also her lifelong best friend, had things set up like that so that people could work well and take care of their families. Imagine that. It was the rare, humane workplace. She didn't bother flipping on the light in her office, enjoying the glittering downtown view through her big window. A rush of heat to her cheeks as she dropped her bag. She shifted off her jacket and sat in front of the computer and took a deep breath before opening the lid on her laptop. It was after 6:15 now. The boys would have had their dinner. If Selena knew their nanny, Geneva, and the efficiency with which she ran the show, Oliver and Stephen would also be showered and in jammies. She probably had them settled in front of the television already. Selena leaned back in her ergonomic chair, felt its pleasant tilt. She hadn't hidden the camera precisely. Geneva had been made aware of cameras in the home, one upstairs, one down. Selena had simply moved the one from the boys' bedroom and told neither Graham nor Geneva about it.